Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vitality Movement. So thank you for taking the time, your valuable time, to join us tonight. And someone here has either shared this event with you because they care about you and think that perhaps you might be interested to learn more about bringing vitality to your life. So the Vitality Movement actually officially started last week with myself, and I shared my own personal journey of health and the importance of whole food nutrition. And the reason why I started this was to also share with you how there are other people out there who are transforming their own personal lives through whole food nutrition as well. And with that, they're also on the Vitality Movement of inspiring others to bring healthy living. So tonight it'll run for about 20 minutes, and our special guest is Rebecca Diamond, who will be sharing with us how she has, I don't like to say lost, released 27 kilos and has got rid of her migraines, all through whole food nutrition. So after Rebecca speaks, then I'll summarize everything and just share with you how through one simple change, you too could bring vitality to your life and your family's life. So without further ado, I'll introduce Rebecca. Now just bear with me because I'm technologically challenged at the moment. So I'm going to try and spotlight you, Rebecca.
No worries, Michelle. Yep. Awesome. Hi, everyone. As Michelle said, I'm Rebecca. For those who don't know me, I live down in southwest Victoria in a little rural town. There's about 800 people here. And I've pretty much been here all my whole life. I did move to Melbourne for a while, got out, experienced life in the city for a bit, hated it, so I come home. As Michelle said, I'm here just to explain a little bit about how the Vitality Movement and the program that we've been involved in has helped me in my life. So I'll just take you back a little bit. About 2 years ago, I am a mum of three, so I've got a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And 2 years ago I was working in the city, which is about an hour and a half drive to work and an hour and a half drive home. So in between there, trying to sort out the children, between childcare and then getting to work, working 8 hours at a desk job and then driving home, then having to do all the mum jobs and the wife jobs and everything else. Along with that, my husband runs his own business, and so I was doing the books for that. I'm also involved with the Army Cadets. And just with all of that, I guess, I didn't find time to do a great deal other than be exhausted. I found back then I was, and it's only recently that I've thought about this. Back then at the time I didn't know, but now that I'm here and I'm much better for where I am, it certainly hit me about how I was feeling back then. And that was basically, I would come home on the weekends, I wouldn't want to do anything. The kids would be at me all the time to go places, and I was exhausted. I just couldn't be bothered. I just wanted to sit at home and do nothing. I now realise how grumpy I was and rather nasty to a lot of people, unfortunately, just because of how I felt about myself. And then because of that, you're miserable all the time. And when you find you're miserable, you start getting cravings and crave foods that aren't so healthy for you because they make you feel good. And then when you eat them, you don't feel so good. And I remember one day I found myself in the cupboard eating a pack of Tim Tams. And my children were at the door going, Mum, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, no, it's all right. I'm just finding something for dinner, as I'm stuffing Tim Tams in my mouth. And then they go, Mum, I'm hungry. And I'm like, well, have some fruit. And then the alarm bells started ringing. I'm like, no, I can't be doing this. I can't be sitting in the cupboard eating Tim Tams while I'm telling them to eat fruit. So that were just some of the things that I started to sort of think about and go, oh, maybe I need to change my ways. But what really hit me was when I was working in Geelong, I was getting migraines every 2 to 4 weeks, which therefore, I'd spend a day at home in bed, lights out, not eat anything, be chronically ill, and take me another 24 hours to finally come out of that before I could function again. And with 3 little kids, you can't handle that. I spent 10 months of probably the last 5 years on antibiotics due to chest infections, ear infections, throat infections, you name it, I had it. It didn't matter what antibiotics I was on, it was just there. The doctors didn't know what to do. So from there, my mum was diagnosed with diabetes about 18 months ago. And although she's a chronic smoker, which I was not, she was overweight, which I started to realise that I was. And it wasn't until I hit 110 kilos that I thought, oh my God, I'm turning into my mother. And I did not want to do that. So with migraines and all the chest infections, everything that was going on, I woke up one day and went, that's it. I've got to do something about it. And I did it the drastic way to start with. I quit my job, stayed at home and thought, now I'm at home, I can walk and I can do all these things. I can eat properly, make all the meals. For the first 6 months, I didn't. I sat on the couch. I ate more Tim Tams. I was even more miserable because I was not out doing anything I wanted to do, which I thought I would be able to do. And then, as I said, one day I just woke up and went, enough's enough. And I started paleo. Now, I've tried pretty much every diet under the sun. I've tried all the weight loss ones you can get at the supermarket, so your Rapid Slim or Weight, whatever they are. I tried the 5-2 diet. I've tried high protein diet. What else? I've tried pretty much everything I can think of except for going to the doctor and getting some tablets that I could take that were prescription. And I didn't think I was at that stage where I really needed it. So I got to the point where I thought, right, paleo seems to be pretty good, working for a lot of people, I'll give it a go. So I did that for 4 months. And I did lose a bit of weight doing that, but I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted at the end of the 4 months. And only I was doing it. So I was making meals for myself and then meals for the family. And with the busy schedule, although I wasn't working, I took up a fair bit of role at the school, jumped in and helped my husband a bit more with his business. Army cadets, 3 kids. I just still didn't find the time to be able to cook meals for myself and then meals for the kids and the husband. And I didn't think it was right for them to be on paleo because my husband works, a manual job. He needs the carbs and things like that to be able to sustain his energy and stuff for the day. And same for the kids. Kids shouldn't be just eating carrot sticks. That's ridiculous. So at the end of the 4 months, I had a very, very good friend of mine reach out to me and offer the program that she was involved in. And it was just after Christmas, so I'd had all that Christmas period of eating even more rubbish, even more chocolate, everything that comes with Christmas. And I thought, well, I've tried everything else. I'll give this a go too. And so probably the first 2 months, I had a lot more energy. I was able to get out of bed and walk the kids to school, which we live 3 houses from the school. So for me not to be able to get out of bed and walk the kids to school is crazy. That's just downright lazy, and that's just where I was at the time. So once after that 2 months, I was able to get up and walk the kids to school. Even though it's only 3 houses down, it was a big change for me. And then by probably about the 3rd month in, I realised that my migraines had pretty much stopped. I was still getting headaches, but not migraines. I wasn't in bed for 24 hours, out of action, and that sort of made me start to think. But it wasn't until we got to the 4th month when I went to the program that I was doing and some of the products that Michelle will explain later, I found that there wasn't enough to last me out for my 4 months. So I thought that was a bit odd. So I sort of said to my husband, what, do you know anything, why is there not enough? I'm sure I've been taking them, right? And he's like, I've been taking them. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I saw such a huge change in you over the 3 months that I had to be taking them. And that was it for me. I was sold. I was guaranteed I'm not going anywhere else with this. Sorry, I'm not going anywhere with anything else. This is it. This is for our family. And as Michelle explained, it is very family friendly. So after the 4 months, things just really started to pick up for us. So we've now got the whole family doing it. The husband and all the kids do exactly the same as what I do, so I don't have to make any extra meals or anything for them. They eat exactly what we do. And I've now been on the program. This is my 11th month coming up, and I've since starting the whole food. So even with the paleo, starting from then until now, I've lost a total of 27 kilos, which is huge. I can actually go shopping and buy stuff off the rack and try it on and walk out of the shop with it. It is just an amazing feeling to be able to do things like that, which I could never do. I'd always have to go to the big girl sizes and flick through the rack and go, yeah, I'll take it home and I'll try it on, and then I'll never wear it and I'll never take it back because I was embarrassed to have to take it back and make up some excuse as to why I was taking it back. So I've been on quite a few shopping trips, which is really, really exciting. And I actually go into the fitting rooms and come out with the clothes on and go, how does this look? Which I never did before. I never had the confidence to do that. So as I said, I've been on the program for 11 months, and so basically I've lost up 27 kilo. I still haven't hit my goal weight yet, so I've still got 3 kilo to go. So hopefully by Christmas I'll have that ticked off, which will be great. And I've not had any migraines, none at all in 11 months, and I was getting them every 2 to 3 weeks. So just all that time that I was in bed, and I don't have to be anymore because they're not there, they're gone. I've had no chest infections, no ear infections or anything, and even to the point where my 3-year-old child, who was pretty much the same as me on antibiotics for 10 months of the year, he hasn't had any as well, which is incredible, especially when he's in and out of daycare. He goes to daycare twice a week, so he hasn't had to have any medication as well, which is fantastic. Just to check off my list here, make sure I haven't forgot anything. Now, the other thing I just wanted to mention was, which is really bad, and you can yell at me for this, but the last 4 months I've lost 5 kilo, but I've lost, I think I worked out about 35 centimetres off my body, and that is just through Wholefood Nutrition. So I've done no exercise except for maybe the odd walk to school every day, so to and from school. But as I said, it's only 3 houses down, so I'm not walking kilometres and kilometres. And although it's bad because I haven't done any exercise, I've still managed to lose 5 kilo just by eating healthy. So along with that, as I said, it's family friendly. There's lots of recipes in there that you wouldn't think that you could make in Wholefood Nutrition. And one of the things is there's a clean KFC recipe, which is pretty much tastes exactly like KFC. It's amazing that, you know, the kids don't know any different now. It's just like, oh, you're having KFC for dinner. And then I'm sure when they go to school, everyone thinks we're eating takeaway, which we're not. And for me, I was a huge chocolate eater. As I said, Tim Tams were a big one. M&Ms, all sorts of different chocolate things I'd be eating every day. So for those who like chocolate, there is a whole chocolate recipe book just based around that, which is good, whole food, natural chocolate things that you can make at home. So one of our favourites is chocolate protein balls, which are just amazing to have, you know, one after dinner or some for morning tea, and you're not you know, feeling guilty because you've eaten chocolate. What else? Some things that my husband has picked up, which I didn't realise, is he says I smile a lot now. He said, you never used to smile. And that was really one that hit home for me. I knew I was miserable and unhappy, but now that he says he sees me smile every day, it makes a huge difference. What else? I think that's pretty much it, Michelle. So yeah, I might give it back to you. That's pretty much my story. So hopefully someone else will get something out of that and, you know, be able to make that change for themselves when they're ready. So back to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Rebecca. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think we're quite similar. I think I've tried every single diet that's out there. And I can definitely relate to that packet of Tim Tams, although mine was a big block of dairy milk caramello, which I don't even know how I could finish that. But yeah, and seeing our kids sick, no one ever likes to see that. And yeah, having been a mum of 3 boys as well, you don't have boys or boys, but you know, when they're not well, then you don't feel well, and can definitely agree with the smile on your face, because that's the comment that I always get to, which is not a bad thing to have. So thank you so much for sharing that, Rebecca. Hopefully that will inspire others, your journey, you know, because everyone's journey is different. And so I just thought I'd let you know a little bit about my journey as well. So I've actually been on the JBT program just over 6 months. But my story is a little bit different to Rebecca's, and I've got a recording from last week. So if you're keen to learn about that and how my thyroid cancer actually saved my life through Wholefood Nutrition and gave life to my miracle baby. So if you're keen to learn more about that, drop me a message or to the person that referred you here, and they can send you the link. So the JBT guide, what is it? Basically, let me just tell you, it's not a diet, because calorie counting just doesn't work. So what I love about the JBT guide, it's just whole food nutrition. So it's all in a closed Facebook group, and you can get a printed version. That's just one of the printed versions there, volume 2. And there's over 200 different family-friendly recipes. On top of that, you also get meal plan guides, exercise guides, and an amazing gourmet cleanse. So in terms of gourmet cleanse, I don't know any cleanse where you can have Mexican salad, Thai soup, chickpea satay, and still feel amazing and detox and cleanse your body. So it's all about eating real food. And the best thing about the JBT is the inspiring community that comes along with it. You know, there will be moments where in life you get off track, you know, something happens, you've got events, but the whole thing about the JBT community is they're inspiring people all on the same journey as you and I. So whenever you're feeling a little bit off track, there's a community there to uplift you, reset you, and refocus you back there, which is what I absolutely love. And the other thing is there's also these challenges that they throw in every now and then just to keep you on track, or if you wanted to do something else. So at the moment, we've got an 8-week challenge, which is the JBT Shred. So I've printed that. I'm actually on the 8-week challenge. I'm coming halfway through. And everyone's got their own goals and aspirations. And for me, the shred was about dropping a dress size and learning about meal planning and bringing more exercise into my life. So everyone's got a different goal in their health journey, and working closely with your wellness coordinator, they'll be able to support you and guide you through to get your goals at the end and what the JBT guide means for you. So all up, there's no deprivation, no calorie counting. It's completely sustainable and adaptable to family living, and that's what I love about it. And with the JBT, we also have our whole food products. So if you haven't heard of them, they're Juice Plus, and they come in berry, vegetable, and fruit blends. So these are our whole food capsules, and it's a combination of over 27 different fruits, veggies, and berries that are in a capsule format. And I was actually reading up on it all more today because I love learning about where it all comes from. And the company has actually been around for over 30 years and have 3rd generation farms. And the produce is actually harvested within hours from picking. So unlike your Woolworths or Coles where you get your apple that's probably been sitting there for, can you believe it, over a year, because by the time they pick it, freeze it, ship it, hand pick, and so many people manual handling it, then all the phytonutrients are gone from the produce. So that's what I love about Juice Plus, is that all the produce are picked at its vine ripeness. And what happens is they're pulped, and it all goes in, all your seeds, your pips, your stems, absolutely everything. And then they're dehydrated. So all the fruits are dehydrated, and then the water and the sugar is extracted. And then what happens is it's all desiccated in a powder format, and then all the living enzymes are encapsulated in a vegan style capsule, and then bringing it back to you in a capsule format. So it's just amazing that it is one of the most scientifically researched supplement products out there in the market. There is over 35 different peer review research on the product. So there's solid science that backs it up. Now, I'm not a science geek by all means, but reading up on Dr. Sears, it is just amazing the amount of research that has gone into this product. And just to give you an idea with the quality control, every single bottle that's packaged is actually registered back to the farms. So, and there's never been a product recall at all as well. So that to me just screams the credibility of such an amazing whole food capsule. And I guess for me, when I was looking at something, I don't like putting synthetics and chemicals in my body, particularly when you go through Wholefood Nutrition. So to me, what made sense is I grab this and I look at the label and it says carrot, cabbage, kale, broccoli, beet, and it all makes sense because it's a food label. So if you can eat the food, then it's safe. And that's what I love it. So what we get asked often is it safe for pregnancy or breastfeeding? And as long as you can eat the food, then yes, it's all safe for that, because it's just real food. And so all the nutrients is what Mother Nature intended. So when you have the capsule and you absorb it in your body, it gets absorbed on your cellular level. So what that means, it hits your bloodstreams instantly, so probably within 3 minutes, and then your body recognizes it and absorbs it. If you have a look at any other supplements or vitamins out in the marketplace and you look at your urine, it's that yucky yellow color. That just shows that you've just flushed all that out of your system. If you take your Juice Plus, you don't see that because your body absorbs all the goodness. And then what ends up happening is you're getting all the nutrients from your fruits, veggies, and vegetables, what Mother Nature intended. So all your vitamins A, B, C's, and D's are hitting your bloodstream automatically. But what I must just let you know that this is not a replacement for your normal fruits and veggies. Absolutely not. This is to bridge that gap of what we do eat to what we should be eating. Because no matter how good you feel that you're eating well and having your fruits and veggies, your body's still not getting the amount that you require every day. So this is there to bridge that gap. Sorry, I get very passionate about this. I need to take a break with some water. And the other thing, what I love about it is, okay, we were talking about chocolate and Tim Tams, and I don't know about you, Rebecca, but when I was eating like that, your body then tends to want to eat more like that, and you go down a spiral effect. And so your body starts getting used to that. Imagine if you did the absolute opposite and flood your body with all the goodness. And that's exactly what this does. So your body then starts craving the goodness. I mean, a classic example, today I was at work. Yes, I had to work on a Sunday. Boo. But normally what I would do back pre this, I would get takeout food, and I would normally go for a Porto's or a KFC. And you know what? My body doesn't want that anymore. I don't crave that anymore. And that's what I love. Like, I had my salad ready to go with my nice chicken, and I ate that today for lunch and I feel awesome about it. So you naturally want to feed your body with all the goodness. So the other thing for me, just before when I started, the first thing I got was energy, like Rebecca said. So I'm a mum of 3 boys. I actually work full-time in the corporate environment. So I know all too well of what it means to run a busy household and working full-time, working my business, also studying. I do exercise as well. So, hey, I need the energy to keep going. And that's one of the many benefits that you'll start getting through whole food nutrition. Apart from that, my deeper sleep, having an 11-month-old who sleeps with us in the bed, I can still jump and bounce out of bed early in the morning and do my workout. On top of that, my hair, my nails, I don't have any more menstrual cramping, so that's my big win, yay. And it's also aided in my weight loss too. So I've lost my baby weight plus more, and on the journey to lose the drop a dress size. So I believe in you, Rebecca. You'll definitely get your 3 kilos by the end of year, so keep going there. So the other thing that we've got as part of the whole food products is also our powder complete. So we've got that in a French vanilla and a Dutch chocolate. Now, these are all our macronutrition. So think about your proteins, fat, and carbs. If I put it to you like a car, okay, so this is your petrol to keep you going. So, and your capsules are your micronutrients. So that's all your oils. So, you know, your car needs to regenerate, or your insides need to be repaired and things like that. So putting the two together has a pretty good solid car movement there. So what I tend to do with that, a lot of times I don't have time to make breakfast, so I usually grab one of those powders and boost it with some bananas, oats and some berries, and that keeps me going till 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it's got all our superfoods, our broccoli, our falafel, pumpkin, mushroom powders, you name it. The other thing that I have to tell you as well, the beauty that I love about Juice Plus is they're a company with a heart, and they really want to inspire healthy living. And in doing that, they've got our kids' chews. So these are our vegetable and fruit kids' chews, and they come absolutely free when you take on the 3 capsules. So I mean, it's one of the world's biggest health studies for kids, and my kids have been on it from day one, and I've seen a boosted immune. There's no sick days from school, even though they try and pull one over me, but that's not going to happen. One of my boys has got a real issue with focusing and concentration, and his focus and concentration has so improved that he ended up getting a merit award the other term. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Like you, Rebecca, my husband started seeing the benefits with me and wanted to hop on the journey too. He's a big man. He's got a pretty long journey ahead of him, but you know what? He's starting to make that one simple change, and to me, I've already won with that. So yeah, that's probably the program and the products in a nutshell. I want to thank you all again, and if you have any questions on anything that was discussed tonight, please go back to the person that actually referred you to the event tonight, and they'll be able to share more information. I will have a break from the next 2 weeks as I have a wedding and my son's christening, but I'm back on the 27th of November. Our special guest will be Trisha Rodwell, and she will be sharing with us her amazing story about how she was diagnosed with Graves' disease, and after being on the whole food nutrition and the products, no longer has the symptoms of aches, pains, poor sleeps and tremors. So that's another inspiring story to look forward to on the 27th of November. Thank you so much for your time, Rebecca, and for everyone that was here tonight to be part of the Vitality Movement. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have an awesome week. Bye, everyone.